With the market giving us a great opportunity and looking back over, a couple months to today, I think we can all say that we should have bought, right? We are now there. I made a couple videos ago. You can watch the latest videos where I'm gonna explain to you, where I show the charts, why everything is screaming that this is a brain dead opportunity. Okay, if you are now bearish, you are not gonna do yourself a favor. So in this video, I'll more want to go over 3 high cap coins that I would buy that I would be buying now, 3 mid caps and 3 low caps. Now, disclaimer, the market can go down. The low caps will get hit harder than the high caps. And the other side of it is that whenever the market turns around, they will also go up harder, right? But I do think, though, that at this moment, we do not need to take a lot of risk. So I want to make that very clear. My portfolio does not contain a lot of low caps, and the ones that I do have, I don't have a lot of money in those because they wreck me. No, I just don't have a lot of money in those, right? And I think that's not the best thing to do at this specific moment. But I want to go over some coins that are actually looking great. And there are way more, but I just want to make it 3, 3, 3. So welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. This is just the first preview, but this is coming soon. Some guy came at my door today. He said, you better step the hell into my trunk. This will be funny. Okay, 25th of April, Blame Yourself, releasing on Spotify, iTunes, etc. So do check it out, also on YouTube. Apart from that, I mean, come on, man, crypto is fucking boring sometimes. We need to have some humor, some more music, something that we can laugh about. I think it's important, right? Anyway, let's go over these coins, because I don't want to explain why the market is looking bullish. I think we all know that. And if not, look at, some previous videos that I dropped. So the first coin that I will be buying when it comes to the high caps is Ethereum. Now, Ethereum is for me a really, really, really obvious buy. Why is that? Well, one, it is Ethereum, right? It's the lowest risk altcoin out there. 2, it is also really, 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 really oversold at the moment. If we look at the Ethereum risk levels, let me see if I can pop those up. We know that Ethereum is not doing great against the dollar at the moment. We know that Ethereum is not doing great against Bitcoin, but we also know that Ethereum is not doing well against other altcoins. So it's kind of undervalued against everything. And in that case, I feel like, okay, but it's still Ethereum. It's not some kind of a shitcoin that we don't know if it's going to come back or not, right? If you currently look at Ethereum, it's sitting at 0.36 risk. The risk is a combination of multiple indicators, very simply showing you like, hey, the closer we are to 0 risk, the better of a buy it is, and the higher, the more close we get to 1, the more of a sell it is. Now, if we look, if we delete everything and just look where Ethereum is sitting right now and how that was in the past, overall, if you would have bought at this risk level, you would be in a profit at a pretty much certain point, right? And you would have also 9 times out of the 10 bought in the really cheap phases, right? You could say like, yeah, it was in the middle of a bear market, and that is definitely true. There, Ethereum went from $400 to $100, right? So it went down a lot more, definitely. But you have to realize this part was this part, right? That's also what we saw over here. It's not a bear market. It feels like a bear market for people, but it's not a bear market, right? Prices for altcoins going down with 80, 90% is nothing out of the ordinary during a bull market. Also, you can see that in the mid-cycle ups and downs where we, in my opinion, are right now, that's where that happens, right? We have that mid-cycle run-up, then we go down, we find that low risk level, and then we have the real bull market, right? We have that mid-cycle run-up, we go down, find these levels, and then the real bull market. We go up, go down, find these levels, right? So Ethereum is now cheap as hell. And for those who feel like, man, I want to be a little more risky than Bitcoin, but not too much, Ethereum is the perfect answer. And for the next one, I'll be going with AVAX. I think that AVAX is really, I don't know if we, of course, we have a risk level for AVAX here as well. No, what it is going to be, by the way. AVAX currently, sitting at 0.31, so even a little lower than Ethereum. So that's looking really, really fine as well. AVAX is, in my opinion, a great project, fundamentally, but also I'm now more looking at prices, right? And if you look at AVAX right now, you can see though that a couple days ago when the market was bouncing a little bit, right? Like we could barely call it a bounce. A high cap like AVAX already went up with more than 40%. So that shows that, hey, without alt season, without a full reversal, without new all-time highs for Bitcoin, without any positive news, with nothing, a high cap like AVAX can go up with 40%, let alone if we are getting the normal reversals, alt seasons, all-time highs, etc. Right? Then this can go up like really, really, really hard. Right? And it's up to you to not time the bottom, but to have a good low average DCA price. Right? And was this the bottom? Will this be the bottom? I don't know, right? But I do feel like, man, AVAX in a couple months or a year from now, will it be higher than today? Very likely, yes. So AVAX. The next high cap, it's not really high cap like Ethereum and AVAX, but it's coming close to AVAX, is Render. Render, for the same reason, basically. Also, when everything bounced, Render went up with even 60%. So it's very normal to assume that can Render do a 4 or 5x? If it can already do a fifth of that, while nothing has happened in the market whatsoever, then yes, in my opinion, if something happens, then easy, actually, right? Especially from these low prices, because there's low liquidity. It takes nothing to pump these coins anymore, right? And I know that a lot of people here now say like, "Well, 5x can never happen." Yeah, you should have said that over here. Here it was more unlikely, right? Here, again, the liquidity is low. It just showed that it can, right? We just had the proof, basically. But also, just going back to the non-alt season cycle high is a 5x pretty much from here. So, yeah, of course it can, right? And with Render, I feel like you're not taking too much risk compared to other altcoins. So if you are building a portfolio and you feel like, man, I don't want to risk too much, but I want to make a steady 4 or 5x gains, whatever, to be a bit conservative still, ETH, AVAX, Render, you should be done, right? And I can name a lot more, Chainlink, Tao, or whatever, but these would be my picks. Then we have the mid caps, and the mid caps are not even mid caps; they're actually already low caps. But yeah, whatever. I don't know. The first one is Ronin, and at this moment, I feel like Ronin is interesting because it is falling really hard. Now, again, I'm not saying this is the level to buy. I have no idea. It could go lower, right? That goes for everything. But I do know that I'm happy that I didn't talk about it here, or here, right? It now really shows like, hey, it's kind of worth it at the moment. I don't know if we have it over here. No, we don't have it over here. Doesn't matter. If we go to Ronin on CoinGecko, you can see that the thing with Ronin is there's some inflation going on, right? How do you know? Well, I mean, if you look at Ronin, it was sitting at 460. It's now sitting at 47 cents. So it's literally 10 times as low right now, right? The market cap, though, went from 1.3 billion to 300 billion. So that's around 4.5 times as low. And that's because inflation, if you look at the price chart and the market cap chart, are different. However, the market cap and the fully diluted market cap are catching up more and more and more. And that makes Ronin more attractive over time, right? In half a year from now, it would be even better. But hey, who knows? The market already blew up by then. So therefore, I feel like I should now at least mention it. Ronin is a layer one for gaming. In my opinion, gaming will be very big. I know that there are a lot of people saying that gaming is dead, and that's also one of the reasons why I think it will be very big, because everything that was dead in the past turned out to be very big. And if you just use your, do we have a lot of people interested in crypto? Yes, now less than in a bull market, but yes. Do we have a lot of people playing games? Yes. Are crypto and gaming very easy to combine? Yes. This is the most brain dead combination for me. And if it is going to play out over the next couple of months, maybe next cycle, I don't know, because a lot of things have to come together, right? The market conditions, the hype, the right quality of games, everything has to come together. But in 2021, we saw it all come together except for quality of the games, right? And that's, in my opinion, even most important. But without that, we saw a big gaming boom. So you can see what only hype can do, let alone if we get a run with everything, including quality. And the quality is already better, right? Now it's just the hype that's missing. We know crypto hype comes and goes. We'll be back. So for me, therefore, it is obvious as fuck. So then why Ronin? Ronin is kind of like, if you want to have a position in gaming, then I feel like, man, Ronin, it is pretty simple actually for me. It has the good games under it. It has at least the popular games under it. It's kind of an exclusive chain as well, and it's kind of finally getting cheap. And you can also see, which you should not forget, that since the bear market, this thing went from 20 cents, give or take, to like $4, more than $4, right? Did more than a 20x. So Ronin already showed, hey, in this cycle, I will be the outperformer. Do something with it, right? I know this run up right here, and 2023, beginning 2024. So this was a year ago. I know a year is long, but has something changed negatively about Ronin in the last year? No, it's just the market, right? And often people try to look for reasons why not to invest in this. What the best gains come from projects that people often first thought about, right? If you look at virtuals, came out a long time ago, right? Came out a long time ago. It got released, IDO on Engine Starter, etc. Had a small run up right here. Nothing happened here. If people even knew about it in the first place, they would have said, "This is dead. Don't invest in this crap." Right? And because it was so low, because people hated or didn't care so much, therefore it got such a big run. That's just how it works, in my opinion. And therefore, I'm looking at the coins that are down so much, right? That's where the opportunities are, not in the coins that are mooning, right? Like, everything is on a discount. Let's buy the one thing that's not, right? Like, why? The next mid low cap, I want to divide that in two. That could be either CDFI, S Fund, or ChainGPT. I like them both. And I don't want to put one above the other. They all kind of seem like the same risk reward to me. I think it's great, both actually. And CDFI also showed that, hey, when the market is hot, people want to invest in new pre-sales. And then what happens to the CDFI price? Without an alt season, it moons literally to $5.50 like it's nothing, right? 11x from this point without alt season. Again, remember that, right? That's crazy. So does CDFI have a shitload of potential for this cycle? Absolutely, in my opinion, right? Again, anything could happen. It could always be that the company goes bankrupt or whatever, and that you can later say, "Oh, you said it will go up." It has a lot of potential, right? All the disclaimers are always there, of course. But this thing right here, yeah, I don't know, man. Let's see if it plays out like that. And again, for Chain GPT goes exactly the same. Which is at the moment, CeDeFi is a $32 million market cap and Chain GPT of 52. So it's kind of both low cap. Chart on Chain GPT looks a little better, but then again, CeDeFi already went through a bear market and Chain GPT didn't yet. So hey, there you go. And the next mid cap, which is a lot higher than those, though, it's Super, and yeah, it's kind of the same as Ronin. So I don't know why I put it here, but Superverse, same reason as Ronin. The whole narrative about gaming is just way too obvious for me. And also, Superverse showed like, hey, we can pump from 7 cents to $2 like it's nothing, right? And again, without an alt season. Yes, guys, there was no alt season, right? This was just the market being in a new cycle, and this what happens, right? But we haven't seen a moment where altcoins drastically outperform Bitcoin yet, and that's about to come, in my opinion. And in that case, Super, yeah, easy play. Easy play. When it comes to market cap, it was sitting at a billion, give or take. It's now sitting on 4 times as low. So this is a pretty good play, in my opinion. Like, again, this could easily go back to that billion. Then I have 3 low caps. And yeah, again, be careful. They can go down another 80%, right? So you can lose 80% of your money. But you can also 20x your money, right? And at a certain point, that ratio will be better and better and better, but you also don't want to be too late with that. So the first one is Sidus. Sidus is getting wrecked really hard. Nice. But it's fine, right? Sidus also showed like, hey, we can go to a market cap of 6 million, and a couple days later we could be sitting at 11 million already, right? Like, that's the thing about these low caps. They give you 2x's if you are lucky enough to time the bottom, right? But overall, if you look at this move, yeah, if you zoom out, where the fuck is it, right? Like, if you look at this cycle right now, then this is what we get. Sidus was sitting nowhere, kind of the same price as where we are right now, right? And then it exploded. If you look at market cap as well, if we go back to the rest of this cycle, Sidus went from a $18 million market cap to a 150 twice, right? This is a whole gaming, yeah, but gaming platform. It's also a launch pad, and I feel like this is just getting sold off really hard. And at a certain point, it is such an insane time to step in. Now, these are dangerous coins, right? Because there will be a point where you step in and you will make the sickest gains, right? But if you have your timing wrong, you can lose a lot of money in the meantime, right? You could have thought like here, like, oh, wow, it's sitting at a $60 million market cap. It's already twice as low, right? Here you could have said like, well, it's sitting at 20. It's all way lower. And now it's sitting at 8. Yeah, where's the bottom? We don't know that, right? Therefore, if you do feel like I have long-term conviction, DCA at the good dips, man, I would say. So Sidus is on that list for me. The next one that's on that list is another launchpad, actually, which is Decubate. And why so many launchpads? Well, I didn't necessarily do that on purpose. But yeah, if you ask me about launchpads, again, I've said this many times before, and it showed again in this cycle as well. It shows whenever the market goes up, people want to invest in new projects. They have money. You can, maybe it's hard to realize now, like, whoa, making money with crypto, what the fuck is that? But it happens, right? And whenever that happens, people want to gamble on new projects, and that's where these launchpads step in. In the moment where the market is not doing well, yeah, they get sold off the hardest as well, right? Therefore, in my opinion, launchpads are kind of spot buys on leverage, if you know what I mean. Not really. It's just you go with the market, but a little extra hard, both directions. So Decubate is sitting at a $3.7 million market cap. Now, this team is legit. They got all their stuff together. And I feel really safe with this Launchpad actually. And if you look where they came from 90 million. So they are now, it's not the exact math, but let's say 25 times as cheap. Actually, like no inflation. This market cap, right? Price difference. So this is really, really cheap right now. And again, Decubate also showed like, hey, whenever the market goes up, look how fast. Here it was sitting at 3.7, which was kind of over here, right? November 2018. Sorry, 18 November 2023. Then in May, so a couple months later, it was sitting there, 25 times as high. Nothing crazy happened to Decubate. The market conditions just turned like they always do. And that will happen. The question is when, but eventually it will happen. It's not that the whole market and everything and the S&P and is going down forever. It doesn't happen like that, right? Therefore, it's a matter with these kind of projects, like if they survive in the meantime, then it's fine. They will blow up. I know that the founder is not a stupid guy. He has experience in this market, and he's not like a lot of founders of low cap projects. I feel like fuck this. That's not great. But this founder and team, I'm not concerned. Then the last one is actually Condux. I think that Condux is pretty interesting with the market cap that it has at the moment. If you want to be a little in the NFT, in the AI, in the it's kind of a combination of a lot of things. If you look at where it's sitting right now at a $7 million market cap, look again, this high right here was 90. Right, so this is actually sitting 13 times as low, right? It's kind of crazy if you look where we are right now. These are this level right here where we had the bump, cooled off, found that that consolidation for a while, and then it just exploded. Now again, I'm not saying that it will explode like that, but if you just consider how much upside there is, I don't know what the downside is. I have no idea, right? But we at least know what the minimum upside is. And what do I mean by minimum? Again, this happened without alt season, right? And you might be like, yeah, well, some altcoins outperformed. Of course. But in a general alt season, these already outperforming altcoins will benefit from that as well. And if you look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, yeah, look, you cannot tell me that we already had an alt season. Where then, right? Like this is an alt season where altcoins durably outperform Bitcoin. This is an alt season. This is just a bear market for the alt season, basically, with, of course, an occasional but not an alt season, right? Then you can say we had 20 alt seasons already. I think that word is a little overused. So during the worst market conditions for altcoins, a lot of these projects that I've just mentioned already showed like, hey, but if the market just turns around a little bit, we fly, right? Now, again, if you watch my previous videos, you know why I think it's very likely that the market is going to get a lot better. Therefore, in a couple months, I think all these kind of things look fucking obvious in hindsight. That's always the case, right? Oh, if you bought then, if you sold then. We are here now. In the moment, it's scary, of course. But in the moment, that's only also where the opportunity is, not in hindsight, right? So, yeah. Take something out of it if you want. Like, it's not that I'm saying like, oh, you should buy this. I just want to mention the potential that the market has, the potential that these kind of coins have, the things that I'm looking at, the reasoning behind it. I'm not even telling you that I already buying these or not. It's for me, it's like, I think the opportunity is great, although I'm also happy that I haven't been buying heavily for the last couple of months, right? So, yeah, we'll find out. But I do think that with the closer we get to May, June, and the Fed pivot and the turnaround, the better the opportunity is. And it can change like this. You saw it here as well, right? Again, last time with Convex, it was basically going down from April 2024 until November for more than half a year. And it's basically one day, bam, right? Yeah, if you DCA your whole way down, then this means nothing. But if you sometimes realize that no trade is the best trade and feel like, okay, maybe it's now going sideways for long enough. Maybe now the expectations are a little bit better when it comes to the macro. Let's now DCA and DCA these kind of levels here, whether it's here above or here below, then this is great. You cannot tell me that where we are right now is more similar to this than this. So yeah, whatever. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and I'll see you guys in the next one.